Welcome to Night Views with SYL ABDUL and SYL. We are here talking all sports, but this is NFL opening week, so it's pretty much an NFL heavy show today. How you doing this evening, SYL?
Oh man, I'm loving life. Football's back, college and NFL. This is like a dream come true, man.
Yeah. Like if people don't realize, now that it's football season all the way, college, pro, we're doing Sundays and Tuesday night shows, Eastern Standard Time, and we do mix in. I think the Sunday show we kind of get more of like it's like WNBA and things like that. When you get to Tuesday, it's like we got to kind of look at what happened this past Monday, kind of absorb,
right.
You know what I'm saying, some things. So we're really looking forward to this conversation. Izzy's in the chat, so we're gonna talk about your boys. We're gonna start off with that for sure. But real quick, we are live on the Night Views exclusive Night Views YouTube channel. We want to direct y'all over there for these live shows again. Sundays and Tuesdays evening Eastern Standard Time. I have a feed open for the SYL ABDUL Sports channel, and that's just to kind of get to reach as much as possible. But you want to make sure you're on the Night Views channel for sure. And on the X Twitter and on Carlos Twitter as well, and the RealTalkProductions YouTube channel. So I think I got all all the plugs in. So definitely make sure you subscribe wherever you're watching this at. Make sure you're engaging, sharing it, and hey, talk a little smack, I guess. I don't know. But hey, like I said, this is Tuesday. Officially, week 2 has begun now. This is week 2 of the NFL. All the results are in. All the fantasy sports are in. We're going to talk about that. The fantasy league that Kyle's got going as well.
Yes, sir.
But we got to start off with what just occurred Monday night football, and we got the Jets and the Niners. And let me pull this up here. Jets and the Niners. We kind of jacked some graphics here, so shout out to the appropriate channels. We had the screen grab here. So 49ers, Jets, 32-19. It really wasn't even that close by like the second, early third quarter. Standout, and I'm gonna get your thoughts, Carlos, of this game, but Jordan Mason, where'd this guy come from? He C-Mac is not playing. You got Mason in there. He's running hard. He gets 147 yards and a touchdown. Got one call back. He should have had 2, actually, for that night. Aaron Rodgers looked pedestrian. That offense looked pedestrian. This was an old-fashioned big brother, little brother, I'm going to beat you up, behind the house type of thing, Carlos. I was shocked. Well, Aaron Rodgers came out throwing to Garrett Wilson. Like, you fantasy owners of Garrett Wilson, he's going to get the targets. He's going to get 10 targets plus a game. Breece Hall is going to get 15 plus touches a game. That's all they had. And Brock Purdy, steady as usual, 230 workman-like numbers, spreading the ball around. Ayuk didn't even do much.
Yeah, he was
What do you think of this game, man? What you think of this game, man? Like this was I was shocked watching this game.
Well, first things first, I'm just happy we actually got a game. Well, for the little bit that we got it, there was no breaking Achilles, at the opening of the game.
Yeah. I was real talk. I was kind of like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, let's get through one, just one run right here, one drive. And I'm like, okay, all right, now he's back.
Now, here's where the downfall is. I don't know what drove me as a Dolphins fan to think the Jets will actually pull something out and actually do something last night. I don't know what drove me to this. It must have been the madness, the the hype of, the Dolphins won and stuff. And I don't know what I was on. I'm over here thinking about Ayuk and how he's having trouble. And yeah, I was wrong. I mean, Ayuk had a pretty like non good game.
He dropped a touchdown.
Yeah. And after and listen. That alone explains why he did not deserve the contract he got. Like,
so let's get into that. He signed for $30 million a year, right? I forget the guarantees on top of my head, but I'm just gonna go off his annual.
I'm sure Izzy will put it in the chat.
Yeah, it puts him in the territory of 30 plus with Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill. I don't know if Ayuk's on that level. I kind of, it makes sense that Pittsburgh, if you remember when he had the contract dispute, the Niners were going to trade him to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh said, we're not going to pay you more than 28 because you're really not 30 level. And watching this game, Carlos, and again, it's no excuse that, I held out. And there's no excuse. Yeah. I don't take any excuses with that.
He would have been better holding out. He would have been better if he would have.
You hold out or you don't come to training camp and you're rusty, that's on you as a professional.
Yep.
Further showing that you're not worth the $30 million. It's just in my opinion, Carlos. So you're saying he's probably not worth that number. And you got guys like Jawan Jennings, Deebo Samuels plays receiver and running back.
Right.
I'm sure Shanahan has like a fifth receiver that he could plug in whatever Ayuk's doing. All I'm saying, Carlos, is that I don't think the 49ers should have paid him. I'm just going to be honest with
that. First of all, 100% I agree with that. And here's the thing. You can pretty much say this game would have been exactly the same without Ayuk in it because of what Mason did. With what Mason did alone. If I was, head of 49ers, I'll be looking to like, all right, what's he doing this year? All right, then next year we talking money because Mason is like, he straight up came out of nowhere and balled out.
So Jordan Mason, he earned himself another contract with probably another team, right? You got C-Mac.
Yeah.
You can't pay two backs, right? So you're looking at Jordan Mason. He can get like 10, 15 million a year. I could see him getting, that range, not quite Saquon money, Josh Jacobs money. He's not going to get that. But in the system, it worked, right? But you got people like Jawan Jennings as far as receivers. You still got Kittle. This scheme, you're plugging people. Ayuk, I think, hey, he got his contract. He got his guaranteed money. But I just think 49ers, y'all were playing this good, like staring them down the whole time.
Yeah.
And y'all probably should have traded them. That's just my opinion. Probably should have traded them.
And honestly, it would have probably been best for both parties. Because imagine if that Steelers trade did go off. I think the Steelers would be a lot better. Fields would actually have a legitimate receiver.
Well, no, George Pickens.
No, he is
the one. Yeah.
He got the hands. No disrespect.
He's a head case.
He's a
head case, but he got the hands.
But now you start to ask yourself, what was that trade consisted of? Was Pickens going to come back to the Niners like because of that type of trade? Because if you're giving up Ayuk, so that's what I'm saying. So
I think it was draft picks. I think according to the report. Yeah.
Really?
So they wanted to add Ayuk to.
Okay.
And have Pickens because Pickens was the clear number one.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching that game, you see that Justin Fields, he kind of look at Pickens. If he's not open, Justin Fields ran. That's pretty much what the game plan.
Yeah,
and they won.
and honestly, like that's what I'm saying. Like either way, like with Pickens on there or not, like that would have added to the Steelers, and then the Niners would have been as they are now. You would have seen more of Jennings. You would have seen more of Deebo. Because that's another one. Deebo was balling yesterday too, and if he stays healthy, the Niners. I don't want to say it because it's too early, but they look a little.
Well, no, hey, we're doing these podcasts because we're going to give like way too early predictions, right? So we're going to do these like knee-jerk reactions every week here on Night View. So it's all good. We have a license to do that, but.
All right, cool.
I will say though, yes, the Deebo Samuel slander, I'm shutting my mouth. I'm shutting my mouth about Deebo Samuel because he came out and balled. He came out and balled. Now, I still don't think he has the hands that he should have as a receiver. I still think, pure yard for yard, C-Max, their best player, obviously, their most dynamic player. He's not out there. Deebo is your next dynamic guy, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he showed up. He showed up. He was in the blocking game, running game. I mean, this is like 2021 all over again before he got this new contract.
Yeah.
This is a Deebo Samuel that we haven't seen in like 2 years. Izzy would tell us that if he's going to be honest with himself. We haven't seen this Deebo Samuel for a couple of years. So it was really cool. It was refreshing to see that. That's the beast that we was expecting.
Very active, both on the field. It was nice to see. It was really nice to see.
Yeah, and like I said, Mason did his thing. And again, all I saw from the 49ers side, the system works. Kyle Shanahan. I'm just going to kind of say it right now. I think the Niners are still the clear-cut the best team in the NFC. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I agree.
They manhandled the Jets defense. And if we shift to this conversation with the Jets, that's what surprised me, Carlos, more than anything, that they put hat on the hat and they bullied, as Izzy said, they bullied the Jets up and down the field.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
And here's the thing too, because I know a lot of it, they see this and they're like, "Damn, their defense is horrible." The Jets' defense was on the field for most of the game, so it's like as a game that there's an offensive team and a defensive team. There's that yin and yang where it's like you can't be on the field 100% of the time. You're going to gas yourself out. And there was only so much that the defense could do. And they started off actually pretty good. I thought the defense was looking like on both teams. They were looking like it was about to be a defensive game. And then all of a sudden, like Aaron Rodgers started blaming everyone around him except himself. And
the first half, probably up until that last drive, the Niners, did the last drive in the second quarter, and then they got the ball back. Third quarter, game was over right there. Game was over. But that first quarter, I was tweeting on my SYL ABDUL Sports account, and I was like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is looking loose. Like he's feeling good. He's smirking. He throws a nice touchdown on Lazard. Lazard ends up with 2 touchdowns. That's his his old partner with the Green Bay Packers. It's a package deal. You get Aaron Rodgers. He want to get his guys over there. There's not enough guys over there. Early on, what I saw with Aaron Rodgers is that he's purely a pocket passer now. And when I say that, I mean, if you watch Aaron Rodgers' career, and me as a Bears fan, I've seen every one of his games against my Bears. And we got him, like, I think twice, thanks to Devin Hester, Hall of Famer. But Urlacher and Lance Briggs. And anyway, but Aaron Rodgers was more dynamic. Even I'm not even blaming the Achilles. I'm saying before, when he came to the Jets before the injury, he's the same player now. I'm not blaming the injury for anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying this is Aaron Rodgers. I'm kind of like a better Alex Smith right now. That's what I'm seeing with these number 13 to 21, 167, 1 touchdown. Fluke interception. I'm not going to blame him for that fluke interception. But if this is an above average quarterback still, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Is this the difference that we thought? Because I promise y'all, even if he didn't get injured last year, this is what he was going to do last year. It wasn't going to be much more than this, Carl. It's just in my opinion.
No. Well, you're not far off. And the thing is too, it's like I don't believe Rodgers is going to take that next step in this side of his career until he realizes that he's not that guy anymore. When he realizes that and he starts maneuvering the way he plays to the way he can play, I believe that's when the Jets will be able to take that lead. Right now, he's so like you can just see it. There was a lot of miscommunication. There was short throws, and then he's not even taking ownership of that. He's like, you got to get that. You got to be better. And I get it. He's an older quarterback. This is a quarterback who's been through the rough times. Who's like, if the ball gets there, you got to. That's not how this league works anymore. You need to own up.
He think he's still him, and it's like you're kind of not, right? And so, as far as wrapping up that conversation, as far as with the Jets, are you concerned with their defense, just as watching the game, seeing how they were pushed around quite easily?
So to be honest with you, I honestly think if the offense would have stayed on the field like for a good amount of time, like actually if Aaron Rodgers actually was able to make some passes, work the offense, kill some clock, I think the defense started off great. And mind you, this is the first week. We've seen it with all the games that started this weekend. There was a lot of jitters. There was a lot of first game week, whatever you call it. But I honestly think the Jets have always been known for their defense. So, like, adding an Aaron Rodgers should have elevated that, not diminished them like this. Like, this is kind of like the conversation we had on Sunday about the Dallas Cowboys. Mind you, the Niners are good. But are they really this dominating of a good team because playing against a team like the Jets? That's just my point of view of it.
So if we say that, right, because are we saying coming into this year, based off what the Jets have done defensively for the last 2 or 3 years with the trash quarterback they had and everything they've been doing up to this point, the Niners made the Jets not look like the Jets.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm giving the Niners all the credit with that. Like, I thought the Jets was going, we'll go in the back alley, we'll have a fight with you, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And they got, again, I'll go with that word, bully. They got bullied. And I was really shocked. We got Izzy in the chat saying thoughts on Purdy before we transition here. Thoughts on Purdy, like I said, workman-like Purdy, I still think he's not going to escape that system, angle that people will have on him. Say, oh, you're in Kyle Shanahan's system, like Matt Ryan was, like, other guys was, and they put up, numbers because of the system. But at the end of the day, you got to perform.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, you had, what was that, Trey Lance. He had the same system. He didn't ball like Brock Purdy. So
didn't last too long.
I think it's almost like that whole Brady Belichick, like who do you give credit for, things like that. It was really both of them, and at the end of the day, it was really Brady. One was all said and done because he went to the Buccaneers and won a ring over there, beating Pat Mahomes to do that. So I think with this here, I'm going to give 60% credit to Kyle Shanahan for his system because I've seen him, build this for several quarterbacks now. But I'm giving Purdy credit that he's making these reads. He's making these throws. He didn't turn the ball over. And that's championship football. When you have the trenches up front, you have the running game, you have the defense. Props to the 49ers secondary. I was clowning them before the game, like, oh, that's a soft spot of the team. No, second half, they shut down Garrett Wilson. So, hey, 49ers are, I'll just say it right now, they're contender level. We'll talk about the power rankings in a moment.
Yeah.
So that's just my stance with that, Carlos. It's like, yeah, it was the Jets, yeah. But I thought the Jets was better than this. And I'm saying the Niners made the Jets look worse.
Well, with Purdy, on my point, so with Purdy, these two are always on conversations together, him and Tua. So what I said last on Sunday was this is the season for both of them to prove they are that guy. Tua had a good example on Sunday of being down, 14-7. And then 17-7 to then at halftime come out, bring the best out of his teammates, bring the best out of his teammates to get the dub at the end of the day. But then you see with Purdy, this season he needs to focus on that, on the times when he meets adversity, can he surpass that, or is it just going to be like how it's been in the seasons in the past, where it's just like, throwing in the towel? I can't do no more. Well, now we have to see. Are you going to prove it to us that you can do more? And I believe he can, especially with this team that he has. It seems like they all bought in on Purdy. They all love playing with Purdy, so that's a good sign.
Yeah,
so it's exciting.
I'm ready to say that Purdy is above average, NFL QB. I'm just gonna say he is, and when I say above average, I'm saying he's not losing you the game. He's making the reads. I think this is like a whole Tom Brady situation all over again here with this guy. Like, you came in the right system, you got the right team, but you are doing your part, right? I'm gonna give Purdy credit. I'm giving him credit at least this week. We'll wait till you mess up. But again, we're talking about week one. With
get ready, Izzy. Still gonna have the banners up.
As Mr. J said in the chat, the Jets are the Jets. So let's kind of transition, because it's like, if this is the Jets and you could bully them, the tape is out now. The tape is out on this, how you can beat up the Jets defense and body up their offense. So let's throw this up here. The Jets schedule coming up here. We got some screen grabs for days today.
Yes, sir.
We'll get a little background music for that.
Okay.
But turns down a little bit. Jets, they start off 0-1. Now, confidence level, Carlos, going forward. We'll just kind of go the next couple weeks coming up here. You got the Titans coming off a butt whooping by my Bears, defense and special teams, and the Patriots. I think the Jets, they're going to get right. The schedule kind of is in their favor to kind of get right. Do you think?
Yeah. So these next 3 games, Titans, Patriots, Denver, the Jets need to win.
All winnable.
They need to. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Which I see them doing. Even if it is a field goal win, a close win, or whatnot. Minnesota, after what we saw on Sunday, we don't know if that was a fluke. We don't know if that's going to happen again. But Aaron Rodgers, this is week 1. So the way I see it is, you got to get through the motions. Aaron Rodgers, official first game back. He's going to get comfortable with it. He's going to, I guess, rally the troops. But with what we saw, with the talent they have, there's only so much that they can do. So a lot of this is going to be defensive, prowess. If their defense can be the defense that we know the Jets defense to be. And, Aaron Rodgers just has to stop blaming everybody else and show up to the party. That's it.
So I think, like, right now, if I'm saying, let's see, they don't have a bye to week 12, which is wild. This new schedule stuff is wild right now with the NFL. But because usually you get like 5 to 6 weeks at the most, then you get a bye. Now it's like, bro, you're playing a whole season. You get a bye.
But after that, still have a couple games. It's crazy.
I think the Jets, the strength of their schedule, because they have I think like a third place schedule. And so they're playing some of the weaker teams in other divisions. I think they're going to gobble up a bunch of wins into the Bills game, and then that's going to be the division, and we'll see. We'll see how the Bills, are they tough enough in your division right there? And was it AFC East? And then are the Jets a bunch of punks like we thought? Was that more 49ers? We're going to find out, in about a month here overall. So we'll see. We'll keep peeking into as far as what certain teams do. But I do want to jump back, because last night views, we kind of came in live during overtime of the Rams and Lions, and we really didn't absorb what all happened Sunday night, which I think was a great game overall.
Very unexpected.
I'm just going to cheat and say right now, I think both teams are contender level. I'm just going to throw it out there. But overall, this was just an old school battle. You got to overtime, but I want to shout out first off the Detroit Lions. I think of all the teams that can probably match the 49ers physically, I think the Jets, the Lions. The Lions, I think, could do that.
Yeah.
I think the Lions really could do that because they run the ball. They got multiple running backs. Jared Goff is like that party type guy. Like, let's not try to mess up too much.
Yeah.
And they have multiple weapons. As you got a chance to absorb the Sunday night game, and props to the Rams. I'm a fan of Matthew Stafford. I can't hide it.
So am I. I agree with you there.
Puka Nacua, him going out first half, I think really slowed down their offense though. But Cooper Kupp's back. He's back like Super Bowl level.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams, the running back. Just as you was able to absorb this game here, were you, I guess, impressed by the Lions, or like, do you think the Rams should have challenged them, or do you think they're on that level? Do you think this was like an even match?
I honestly do think it was an even match, but for the point of view of the Lions, it's like, this is how I feel, and that's finally the Lions are like, they look like they're here. You know, we've been hearing about it. You know, we've been hearing about it the past couple seasons. We've, you know, with coaching and then, you know, players, golf, all this stuff, and finally they it looks like they finally bought in and they took that leap. Mind you, I understand. I know it's week 1, but you know, they look good, bro. And then with the Rams, here's what I'll say about the Rams. I believe Cooper Kupp is going to break record again this season. He has a chip on his shoulder. This man was catching things that I'm like, what's going on? Like is he back, or is like what's going on? Is this a fluke? No. He's back. Like dropping 30 points, you know, in fantasy, crazy. All right. So
yeah, Cooper Kupp. I mean, he had the greatest wide receiver season ever. I'm talking about, you line up what Jerry Rice did, the greatest receiver ever, Michael Irvin, Megatron, Randy Moss. Cooper Kupp had the greatest wide receiver season ever for their Super Bowl run. That's insane.
My thing is
he looks like he's back.
yeah. Well, my thing is that now if I'm Puka, I'm like, I don't need to rush. I can get healthy. And then now you have a guy like Cooper Kupp getting all these reps. So imagine when you put those two together, that's Super Bowl level. I don't care what anybody. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm saying, yo, they're going all the way. Like, it's scary.
Because the thing, what I was waiting to see with this version of the Rams, post Aaron Donald, right? Hall of Fame.
Right.
He was probably the best player on the field every time he stepped on the field. Aaron Donald was. Because he will win his matchups. You had to adjust your line to stop him. If you didn't stop him, he will wreck the game. That's how they won the Super Bowl. The Bengals did not adjust to him. Aaron Donald put the Super Bowl away. All right. So, you know, a couple years ago. So he leaves. Are the Rams still the Rams? Like, what's that D line looking like? They're still as active. Like, so it's a little system there. But Aaron Donald probably started the system they're running right now, right? Like, they're copying what he did, and they're still getting pressure. You know, Goff didn't go crazy. Again, very pedestrian, but that running game. That's why I said the Lions can match physically what the Niners did, is because they're throwing 3 running backs at you. You know, we think of Gibbs, Montgomery. Then they have another guy. I'm sure Money Train will tell us later. I don't even know his name, but they're throwing a staple at you. And the Rams are just as physical up front.
Yeah. And
it was just who had the ball last was going to win this game. And, you know, the Lions won it. So.
Right. No, I agree with you there, man. It was fun to watch. It was definitely a battle, you know, in the trenches. It was cool. It gave you that feel football is officially back, man. And it was
sure.
Fun. It was fun, man.
That was a fun game to watch for sure. And as we're highlighting just a few games, because we're going to look ahead in just a moment, and we got the power rankings as well. It just came out this morning for week 2. One game I want to jump right back to that was like a highlight for me, just kind of watching the highlights overall. Texans and Colts was a very fun game to kind of gather, you know what I'm saying, overall, like what the stats, the stars, and things like that overall. 29-27. Now, what I will say though, once we get to the power rankings in a moment, I'm not ready to put Texans as contender level. I actually am not.
Okay,
watching this game.
That's interesting.
Why I say that, yes, it was a division game. Anthony Richardson, 9 of 19, 212 yards. What does that tell you? Big plays happen. And the highlights tell you that. He had like 4 or 5 huge plays. So this Texans secondary is a little leaky. That's what I learned from this game. And that should probably worry people who's, betting that the Texans will win the Super Bowl. They're gonna get in shootouts all year, but they got the weapons for the shootout. They got CJ Stroud. He's going for MVP this year. I'm just gonna. I got a couple names for MVP. CJ Stroud's one of them. These numbers that says MVP: 24-32, 234, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Joe Mixon, 7-yard bomb, crazy.
Joe Mixon, hurt your opponents by taking their players. The Bengals are worse because they don't have Mixon, right? Do have Mixon. Nico Collins, he's on my fantasy team. Very happy with his performance. And then Stephon Diggs with 2 touchdowns.
Shout out to
Tank Dell as well. All I'm saying is that the Texans, I'm worried about their secondary, but they are showing they have enough firepower as well. Cause, what's your thoughts overall with this game?
I think with Texans, it's interesting you say that. I do see a wild card type of team, for them, make it to the wild card game. For me, I just feel like we haven't seen them at their best yet because I feel like they're still trying to learn. They have a lot of new pieces. They're meshing together and seeing I'm a little biased. I got Diggs on my fantasy team, but seeing Diggs just be so comfortable out there, it's just like it looked like he finally was on the field and he just took a breath of fresh air and was like, this is why I was yelling at Josh Allen's face 24/7 when I was at the Bills, at the sidelines. This is what having a quarterback should feel like. And like I'm saying, I think their potential level, they haven't even reached. I think Mr. J said it. They're good. They're just not there yet. I just think we haven't seen it yet. I think that's what it is. I got
them, and when we see the power rankings, you'll see why I'm saying this. I'm like, they're good, but it's like just imagine. Okay, Anthony Richardson again. This is my second home away from home team, the Colts. I'm a fan of what they're doing, right? I mean, again, Anthony Richardson. I've been saying last year, Cam 2.0. You see, 270 yards, basically all purpose, like 3 touchdowns. He's that guy. He's not the most accurate, but he has a crazy long game, for sure. He'll bomb on you. But it was all big plays. Now, you get in this shootout, just imagine if your secondary is this leaky, Texans, well, if Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback in this game against you, he would have put up 40. Yeah. He would have put up 40 against you. You see what I'm saying? Your Dolphins offense, they would have put up 40 plus, right? Yeah, Tyreek Hill, people like that. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know where my Colts are at. We playoff worthy. We'll talk about that. But Texans, if you're talking about taking that next step, you can't be this leaky on defense. Is my point with that. So.
No, I agree with you there. Again, I'm leaning towards that them learning how to mesh well. And I think they'll be all right. I don't think they're gonna go too far in the postseason, but I think they'll make some noise. At least farther than what they did last season. I do see that.
Oh, they have a chance to challenge for the AFC Championship for sure. I believe they do. It's just that it could be some factors. Right. If they catch a team that's hot, and that's probably any team, but it's just week 1, I don't trust their secondary. I don't. Right. Okay. But we'll see. We'll see week to week with that, right? One more highlight before we move forward, looking ahead and getting our picks for and just to be clear, me and Carlos, we both picked the the Jets versus the Niners. So we're both 0-1 to start this off.
I'll do a round of applause. You know, hey, here you go.
Man, like, you gotta,
my bad.
So we're both 0-1. But for sure, and with me, I pick against the spread, so I even lost that. Just going against the spread.
So I went pure heart. I think I'm gonna go with the spread next time.
So the Niners are that good. So I'm gonna give them that credit. But one more thing I want to look back to, because we talked again extensively the last Night View show about the opening week in the Thursday game. You had the Friday game, Philly Packers. Eagles win. The Saquon Barkley went crazy in that game. Jalen Hurts was kind of up and down, which was a little disturbing, but we'll talk about the Eagles on the power rankings. And Jordan Love of the Packers, he gets hurt, right? Which was kind of like, oh man, like, he's in my division, NFC North, my Bears. So I'm just like, I mean, hey, he's out for 3 weeks or so. We kind of get like a head start against you, but we're going to kind of briefly look ahead at the Packers schedule. According to what they're saying, 3 to 6 weeks that he will likely be out, and this may tank their season. I'm just going to be quite honest, going forward here. Now, again, just kind of going a few weeks ahead here. You got Anthony Richardson and that Colts coming into town to Green Bay. Got backup Malik Willis. Is that his name? Like,
Malik.
I'm scared about that. And then Titans, which I know their offense is terrible. Will Levis probably ain't ready. Vikings, Rams.
You don't want to lose to the Titans now.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Do you see? I think they're losing to the Colts. I'll just say that. I think the Colts are going to beat them with a backup quarterback.
So looking at their bye, like when their bye is. Looking at all those games, I can see them potentially winning 2 games. And that's the Titans and the Jaguars. All the other games,
Jags.
I don't see them beating anybody.
So just according to projection, they're saying Love is going to try to come back in 3 weeks. So you're talking about Rams.
Yeah, so
he wants to try to get back by the Rams, but if it's worst case scenario, you're talking about the bye week for him. But just assume he's coming back week 5.
Okay.
Colts, Titans, Vikings. Vikings is a interdivision rivalry right there.
Yeah.
I say they have a chance to win 1 game. I think they'll be 1-4 or 1-3.
Yeah.
Going to
week 6,
LA, which they will lose.
Okay.
That's my guess. So you think the Titans? No. They'll be the Titans.
I agree. I mean, now here's the thing. And Packers fans and the Packers themselves, if y'all listening to Night Views, don't lose to the Titans. If y'all lose to the Titans, listen. That's gonna be. You're gonna see banners. People burning. I'm gonna say it right now.
They lose to the Titans, they will be 0-9 going into the bye week. Even if Jordan Love comes back.
Yeah.
If they lose to the Titans, this team has already given up week 3. Which I'll be happy to see for the NFC North. But
and then coming off of the bye, they play you guys. Like that. That's not,
you already know. We're gonna be ready.
That's not good.
We're gonna be ready. It's tough. This is tough. I mean, injuries are tough, man. And not making light of Jordan Love. I want to see these teams full strength. I want to see, what they really could do. But they're in trouble. This is danger time. It's danger time for them. So we'll see how soon Jordan Love really comes back. Overall. Now, as we're done looking back, we're going to actually. Let's pull up the power rankings. Let's do the power rankings right now. Now, as I was mentioning with the power rankings, Carlos, we're just kind of looking at the top half, according to Yahoo Sports power rankings. So the top 15 teams according to them.
Shout out to Yahoo Sports. Always giving that
shout out to
stuff.
Yahoo. Definitely got some good, level-headed takes on Yahoo. You know what I'm saying? Mr. J giving his thoughts about the Packers backup. All I'm saying, I'm giving them a chance against the Titans. You
Yeah.
go 1-3, your season's not over. But if you go 0-4 and then Jordan Love tries to rush back, I think the season's already over. At that point there. But so top 15 now, we understand the playoffs is 7 seeds per conference. So, you have about, 14 teams, but you have a team kind of on the outside. According to them, the 15th team is my Bears. Now, what we want to kind of determine here on Night Views with Carlos here is that does these teams, as we go through here, do they belong in that playoff talk? Yes, way too early, week 1. But do they belong there? Are they, pretenders, or do we feel they're contenders as well? Now, I'm going to start off with my Bears right here. I mean, it's very clear if you watch that game. This is the Bears formula: defense, special teams, don't turn the ball over offensively, and the Bears always has a chance to win a game, right? But probably because I'm harder on my team than most people. Offensively, watching what I just saw what the Colts did. Young quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud, even the Vikings in our division. Like, everyone's offense looks better than my Bears right now, so I'm a little nervous. I'm going to say right now, like, we're probably not playoff ready until we figure out our offense, in my opinion. Carlos, what do you think? Do you think the Bears belong right there on the fringe of the playoffs?
On the fringe, yeah. Not so much in there, but at least tippy-toeing around the playoffs, because with the thing with Caleb or young quarterbacks in general, it's all about how do you act in those crazy moments. And what Caleb showed is he kept his cool. He didn't make the bad play. Like you said, he didn't turn it over. And that speaks volumes to the rookie that he is. So when he gets that chance against a team like, let's say, the Titans, the teams that aren't really doing good, is when he's going to have that chance to really show his stuff, move around, move the ball around. And I feel like that all that will do is build that confidence. The team's already behind him. They trust everything he says. With a comeback like how they did last week, I think a lot. And again, I understand, as fans of these teams, we're very hard on these teams. So, but what a lot of people aren't talking about is the adversity of how good Chicago was coming back. And that speaks volumes, especially confidence level for a rookie like a Caleb Williams, who's like QB number 1. So, yeah, I can see them tiptoeing it, but I am on the side with you. It's all about how they move forward from this W.
Yeah. Thankfully, they had one of the worst teams come in, the Titans, right? I mean, the Titans are not good. Their quarterback's not good. Will Levis, he did probably have the right support around him. I'm not gonna say he's trash, but he made some trash decisions out there, and my quarterback didn't, right? So, and when I say contenders, just so people realize, we're just so early in the season. It's about really contending for your division, and then we could talk about the playoffs in the future. We can't even sniff the playoffs right now. But my Bears right now, looking at my division right now, yes, Love is hurt. Vikings Sam Darnold is rebirthed, and the offense looked good. And then the Lions are one of the most complete teams in the league. So I'm like, can we contend for that title? I don't know, unless our offense gets better, right? That's kind of where I put my Bears right there. So we'll see. But it's nice to start off pretty high right there. I like that. I like that. Number 15.
Man. Heck yeah.
I like that.
This is crazy 14, to me.
14, the Steelers, Justin Fields, former Bears quarterback, goes over there. All field goals. Probably exposed to Falcons more than anything, but the Steelers, same kind of formula as the Bears. Defense, special teams. Steelers has TJ Watt, 1A, 1B, best defender in the world right now. And Myles Garrett. Right now, it's TJ Watt. He had the better week. Do you think their brand of play, do you think they belong in the playoff conversation? And on top of that, think they can contend for their division? We got the Ravens up there. Bengals looking kind of weird. And Deshaun Watson has another case. I don't know. I don't know. I would say, this is what I would say. I could see them vying for it because it's Mike Tomlin. I see them vying for a play. He made it to the playoffs with Mason Rudolph last year. Right? So
that speaks
Justin
volumes
Fields
on its
better
own.
there.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna say they belong in the playoffs. Maybe not contending for a division. That's just my opinion.
Okay. So with that, I do agree. Maybe it'll be very defense heavy. Like the defense carries them on through. But from what was dropped this morning, with even Russell being a little bit healthy, coaching is still believed to have Fields start over Russell. I think it's at the point right now. Once they make the decision to officially announce that Field is their quarterback moving forward, like they're buying in on Fields, and you'll see coaching like the offensive coordinators start building their scheme around Fields. The Steelers will be a scary team to play against. A very quiet, scary team, but they will be scary in a sense of they just need to pick a quarterback, and they need to build around them and believe into that person. Right now, it's so defense heavy, which is not a bad thing because, like you said, you got J.J. Watt, who's like Jay Watt, who's a 1A, 1B defender, but there's only so much that can get you, So it's all about buying into it. That's what I see. But yeah, sniffing around playoffs. I mean, you said it enough with Rudolph. I mean, if they can make it with Rudolph, I'm pretty sure they can make it with Fields.
Yeah. I think for sure they're going to hover around, trying to get that 7th spot in the AFC. And they match up well with the physical teams, so they can match up with the Ravens. Then they still one from the Ravens every year. Tomlin finds a way. Yeah. So in that division. So yeah. I think the Steelers belongs in this playoff conversation after week 1 right now.
Yeah.
You got Tampa Bay Buccaneers, NFC South. I mean, someone has to win the division, right? Like they like 8 wins you that division. That's kind of wild right now, but because the Falcons look terrible. The Panthers are the worst team like ever. You know what I'm saying? But the Saints didn't look that bad. Oh, I will say that against the Panthers. Tampa Bay. So Baker Mayfield, he has these games where it's like, oh, the team I'm playing against is trash. Yeah, I'm going to light them up. They play the Commanders, who no one's picking the Commanders to do much, this season. We just want to see what Jaden Daniels does, with his numbers. And so Buccaneers, I'll just say this, can they win a division? Yeah, they won it last year with these weapons and this scheme. So, yeah, they belong there because all they got to do is win 8 or 9 games, and they're in the playoffs.
Right. And I won't be too long with them. I just want to give a shout out, one to White and for Baker Mayfield, man. It seems like he's been on such a roller coaster ride his whole career, and he's finally, these last 2 seasons, he finally found that team that's after the whole Rams situation, him being on the Rams, and then him coming over to Tampa, he finally found that groove and a team to buy, bahind him. And that's always fun to see, man. That's good, But they're gonna win their division. I mean, they got.
I think overall talent wise, you got the Saints over there, who I think the Buccaneers have better talent than the Saints. Pound for pound, and the Falcons are exposed. I don't know what they're gonna do this season. Buccaneers, y'all belong because y'all should win. Y'all have a crappy division. So, now the Seattle Seahawks. This is what I'll say with the Seahawks. Now, I watched a lot of the snaps. Actually, they played against rookie Bo Nix and the Broncos. Over there, and the Seahawks jumped out pretty early. Broncos tried to make a run late. I was actually impressed watching Bo Nix. He actually didn't do that bad. For his first start as a rookie. Seahawks are in a tough division. You got 2 of the top teams in the league, Niners, Rams, in your league, and the Cardinals ain't no slouches with Kyler Murray back healthy.
Right.
Seahawks, literally, can they vie for some kind of playoff seeding? But I could easily see them missing the playoffs too because of how talented their division is. I don't know, just your opinion. I mean, I'm just
yeah,
like,
I don't.
they all right.
I don't got much to say about the Seahawks. Yeah, they're still growing. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot in their division for them to really push through it. So I don't got much to say with the Seahawks, man. But yeah, that's all I got for them.
yeah. The Seahawks, I see them easily sliding out of the playoff conversation for real. Now, speaking of sliding out of the Jets,
the fact that they're number 11 right now, I'm more shocked on like what's going on there.
I think it showed how much people were overrating them. Before, as I said last week, they were at number 6, I thought that was pretty high, to be quite honest. So at 11, you're saying again, you're fringe level. Okay, this is what I was saying. The Jets, they have an easy schedule, so I think they can get 10 wins. I do believe they can get 10 wins. We showed their schedule a little while ago. Soft schedule. So, yeah, I think they're going to be right on the fringe. Now, can they contend for their division? I think if the Dolphins implement what they just saw the Niners do and push the Jets around and neutralize their offense, like I can see them doing that. And then with the Bills, I think Josh Allen is pretty special, and he'll figure out their defense as well. So I'm really down on the Jets right now, and they could easily, what if they lose a game or two that they shouldn't? They could easily miss the playoffs. This isn't a contending team, is the point I'm trying to make. The Jets, in my opinion, are not contender level. Maybe they could sneak in because of an easy schedule.
It all goes back to what I was saying with the whole Rodgers needs to buy in that he's not that guy. Once he buys in and he starts moving with the team, I think the Jets will be okay. They won't be great, but they'll be okay. It's just, man, I feel like we go through this every season with them because they're talked about so highly. I mean, I get it, Aaron Rodgers and all this, but it's like last year we got torn Achilles. This year it's just like I mean, it's only the first game, but it's like, what did we witness that first weekend?
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by them. And like I said, they could easily. They get upset a game or two there, they could easily miss the playoffs, in my opinion. Not impressed, man. Now, that's to the top 10 teams. There's a couple of teams I'm impressed with. The Los Angeles Rams, as I said, that D-line has been reinforced. Yes, you don't have the Hall of Fame all-world Aaron Donald anymore, but you have a couple guys, Kobe Turner and another guy in there. They're fulfilling that interior. And it's really about, are they going to get caught up in shootouts? Because, again, they lose Puka Nacua. He's on the injured reserve. So he's out for at least 4 weeks.
Right.
But Cooper Kupp's back. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're still going to be churning. And I still think they're going to challenge. I think they're one of the few teams that could match up hat for hat with the Niners. And I'm saying the Rams are contenders. I'm saying they're definitely can contend for their own division and for another Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, with them too. I mean, I know Aaron Donald. He's not on the field with them, but he's definitely in the know in the locker room. You have rookies on the defensive side calling him before games, asking him for advice. Like, he's very in the know and in the organization. So they have that extra, that a lot of people like to say the OG, talk of things, and just having Cooper Kupp back the way he is, like it's a nice thing to see, man. It's pretty nice. So, and looking
forward to watching their games, because like I said, I think they're really gonna they're gonna be there by the end of the season. The Rams are gonna be something to contend with. It's not going to be a cakewalk for the Niners, like the Jets made it look like for them. So looking forward to that. Now we're getting into, we're in the top 10. So your Dolphins are up. If you want to make the case here, do they belong here? And are we talking about contender level in your opinion?
I'm gonna say yes. Obviously being the Dolphins fan that I am, but in that same notion, it's all about the games that we win. Like Thursday coming up, and I know we're going to get to that. We're playing the Bills. That is a team that always finds a way to punk us every season. If we can beat them, and if we beat them big, I'm gonna come out and say it, and this is what Night Views is about. We going all the way. All right, going all the way.
Hey, it's about winning your division, right? And I'll be honest. Like I was surprised that the Bills caught the Dolphins last season, to win a division. I thought the Dolphins had a good enough cushion, and then late season, that is what it is. But it's about exercising that demon there, the Bills. Josh Allen. We'll just put it. It's about Josh Allen. They got neutralized. And the Dolphins defense looks a little more stout than last year. Coming back, shutting down the Jags for a second half, which I don't know how that's like shutting down the Jets right now. Like I don't know, are the Jags really, you know what I mean? Should we be impressed? But I think of it,
I think with that game, the best thing we can take from it was the adversity we came back after the second half. Being down that much, not letting, everything that happened before the game with Tyreek Hill, not letting outside things and the fact that you're losing stop you from getting collected, getting together, having something that we talked about with Purdy and Tua, that is, what are you going to do for your team when your back's against the wall? What are you going to tell them? Are you going to make them, get out of their funk and push through? And as we heard from Tariq, as we heard from all these other players, halftime, Tua was in there with his Hawaiian accent, cursing up everybody, even coaches, because he has a podcast now. I feel like everyone has a podcast. And he's out here telling in that podcast that he was talking to coaches, saying how there's times when they're calling these plays, but only leaving 9 seconds for Tua to make a decision before he has to hike the ball. And that is something to where it was affecting them. So the fact that he has that relationship with all his players to actually, tell them, hey, you're fucking up, I'm fucking up, it's time to wake up and let's move forward. Let's get this dub. And that to me shows the greatness of being a great number one quarterback to then being a backup to then being that guy in the system. So that's why I'm seeing there's a difference in the flow of things this year. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and it's about taking out the Bills, because I think you line them up against the Jets. I think they can scheme whatever they want to get on the Jets. I think again, I know it's early week one, but I'm so down on the Jets right now. So I think contending for their division, yeah, of course. I think the Dolphins can contend, and if you win your division, you have a chance, to get to the conference finals. I feel so. So we'll see. We'll see what goes with that. Now, we got the Texans here. As I mentioned before, I kind of gave my take a little bit away. They're likely going to win their division. AFC South, you got the Jags, which, again, we're down just as down as the Jets. We're down on the Jags over here. And then, but the Colts are going to put up a fight division-wise. Colts are going to put up a fight. And I think, you line them up again, the Colts can very easily win that game. Not easily, but just it could have easily went the other way, is what I mean. But overall, the Texans, I think they're going to win their division. I think they're going to get like 11, 12 wins. So that puts you at contender level. And you get the wrong matchup, though, for the Texans. The wrong shootout, the wrong quarterback on the other end. But, yes, the Texans belong. Again, we're talking about week one. They belong, this high, I think, in the power rankings. And, I'll say they're fringe contender level.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's we've been talking about them, so it's mainly just, for me, I feel like it's just that meshing together of this team. They have a lot of new pieces, and a lot of it's defense as well. But I think they'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll see. And again, it's all about matchups. Now,
right.
We get to the Philadelphia Eagles, as again, they had that Friday game in Brazil. Terrible field conditions. the Eagles, they're so talented. Like
It's crazy.
Hurts played a bad game, and they were clearly the better team on the field because of just having Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard at tight end. Solid defensively as well. The Eagles, they got gashed up some, but a lot of people are blaming the field conditions. But Jalen Hurts, they're only gonna go as far as Jalen Hurts, I think performs. Like if he can be more of like protecting the ball, then I think they could beat anybody. I think the Eagles could beat anybody. They just got that much talent.
Yeah.
But if he's giving the ball away, keeping these teams in it, they could easily get bounced early like they did last year, just in my opinion.
I'm gonna use a basketball term here. Live by the three, die by the three. If it's the same notion as you live by Hurts, you're gonna die by Hurts, because I think he needs to take a book out of Caleb Williams' page and learn how to protect the ball, because
protect the ball, bro.
It's at a point to where it's like, and this is not just this season, not just because it's game one. This is something that's been happening season after season. It always falls back to how good Hurts is, and it's getting to a point to where we're at this season, and I feel like this season is like, it's on you, buddy. Like, are we gonna go all the way, or are we gonna fold again? It's all on Jalen Hurts' back right now. So
you have all the weapons you need on this team. So it's like just show up, execute.
Yeah.
If you throw the ball away, the other team's gonna have more chances. I mean, that's just but yeah, for sure. Contender level. Saquon Barkley is feeling good out there.
Healthy.
He's like LT level, LaDainian Tomlinson level. So for sure, the Eagles are contenders for sure. But yeah, Hurts can hurt them. Now with the Bills, this is my first real objection. I mean, teams can kind of slide up and down a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna delicately say this: like Josh Allen is a supreme talent. Yeah. He is a super talented player. I didn't agree with it was that poll saying he was the most overrated according to his peers. I don't believe that. I mean, I think Josh Allen's better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I think I would take Josh Allen over Dak Prescott. Brock Purdy. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how can he be overrated if I'm taking him over pretty much anyone that's not Mahomes or Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
That's not overrated. So giving him his props. But his team, this is not, they should not be number 6. They should not be in top 5. They got to earn this, because I'm really not sure what his weapons. You let Stephon Diggs go. Yeah, they ran the ball more with James Cook, but I mean, it's about Josh Allen. So it's hero ball. Yeah. How far can that really go outside of your division? Because I think, he knows how to play against your Dolphins and the Jets, Patriots. A little shout out to them. They got an upset win against the Bengals week 1. But outside of his division, you run to a Chiefs, Ravens, Texans. I think any of those teams will beat this Bills team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're a little overrated on this power rankings, but not saying Josh Allen is overrated. I just think his team is not as good as
Well, here's the thing, and we talked about it last week. With the Bills, their scapegoat when Josh Allen couldn't be hero was, we're going to throw it to Diggs. Now, when Josh Allen can't be a hero and the defense locks him up, who's he throwing it to? You have Cook running the ball, but can he catch the ball? Is he like number 1, your number 1 top receiver? Like, you don't have that number 1 go-to guy. And this is not to say that, he can't make the teammates around him better, but, it's a lot. And first of all, putting them number 6, it's like what are we doing?
Kind of wild.
Like, really?
It's kind of wild right there.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but with all in all, it all goes back to Josh Allen, and I honestly don't. I can't see him being able to just
push through every defense every game to get the dub by himself. It's just not possible, so
yeah, I mean, how far again can his hero ball go? And hey, I guess we're gonna find out, because that's their only game plan with them, is to play this hero style. It worked week 1. We'll see. We'll talk about week 2 in just a moment. Now, speaking of hero ball, Lamar Jackson went into hero mode in the first game against the Chiefs. This is what I will say. With the Ravens, pencil them in. They're the best team in their division. They consistently are. So they're going to get their 11, 12 wins. Isaiah Likely has really stepped up as being that number 1 target on this team. Zay Flowers is, a speedster. You got Derrick Henry. Oh, I forgot. We just handed off to Derrick Henry. Right. So,
if they actually hand it off to him,
bro. But the Ravens, they're definitely just as talented as any of the top 5 teams or top 10 teams. They're going to win their division. They're always going to be contenders, because they're always going to win their division kind of easily. If this Ravens offense that we just saw opening night Thursday showed up in the playoffs last year, Ravens probably would have easily beat the Chiefs last year. Would have easily beat the Chiefs. So knowing that, because this is the thing, it's like it's the power of perception here. If Likely's foot would have came in bounds,
would have been a whole
and they
story.
go for 2, hold it again. Like Lamar wouldn't have did anything differently. Yeah. He would have missed the throws he missed. Though, I mean, according to the tape, that Zay Flowers miss was not on him, just according to other analysts on that. So I'm gonna, and Lamar said it himself. So I'm like, okay, now you did miss him. You kind of high shot at Likely, almost got Likely's arm broken.
Flowers a couple times. Yeah,
you kind of guessed wrong on a couple of throws, and so. But with all that said, if that last throw would have came in bounds, it's be a different conversation.
Oh yeah,
be a different, you know what I mean? So all I'm saying is that the Ravens, if Lamar, I guess, has to play like that or is going to play like that, he's saying, hey, I can go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. It's just about making enough plays in the end. That's the same thing Josh Allen says every year against the Chiefs. So is it going to be one play short again? Nothing in that game showed me those, even, again, just saying, okay, what if this happened? Still, nothing showed me if you line them up again, will it be one play short again?
Yeah.
So contender, yes. Are you going to beat the Chiefs or the Texans this year? That's not a given.
I feel like for me with Baltimore, I'm going to give them the same sentiment I gave Philadelphia. It's about that time. It's all about what Lamar Jackson can do. As you're saying, he has a couple weapons with him now. He has one of the best running backs in the league, or decades to come, with King Henry. It's all a matter of how he can utilize it, how he's going to, if he's going to be more accurate with his passes. And I understand week 1 and all that stuff, but this is stuff that's been happening previous seasons to where Lamar, it seems something always happens when Lamar gets to that big, when the lights the brightest and they come out and play. Something always happens with Lamar, and it's about, okay, are you going to push through that adversity, or are you going to stick with the same antics with all these new weapons you have? So that's my point of view with Baltimore.
And it's like I believe it when I see it right now with Lamar. They're going to put up the regular season numbers. They're going to win 11, 12 games. They're the best team in their division easily. When the money's on the line, what are you going to do? Right. And so remains to be seen. So, and speaking of overrated, you got the Dallas Cowboys on this ranking as number 4.
That is ridiculous.
They got them over the Eagles. This is wild. This is what we talking about every year with these Cowboys. Like, nothing. Everyone knew the Cleveland Browns were not that most offensive weapon machine. Like are you saying, oh, the Cowboys dominated the Browns, so now they are top 5, top 4? Come on now. Like
what are we talking about right now?
You might as well put the Saints in the top 4. They dominated the Panthers.
You might as well put the Titans top 10. You know, like what's going on?
I'm just saying, like, this is kind of wild right here. This is what I would say with the Cowboys. It's the same. It's kind of the same conversation. Lamar, Josh Allen. When the money's on the line, are you going to show up? Because I'm not going to give you extra bonus points during the regular season because it's about the postseason. Yeah, it's about the postseason with these guys. I give the Eagles more credit than the Cowboys because at least the Eagles made it to a Super Bowl in the last 30 years.
They may have choked
a couple times.
They may have choked, but they made it.
So Cowboys, they can't even get to a conference finals. So it's like I can't just say. I mean, CD Lamb, you give him what 34 million a year. I mean, did you get that much production out of him? Like, it just. The Cowboys, and we'll probably have that scheduled next week, but I'm not convinced. The Eagles, I think, are clearly a better team than the Cowboys.
Definitely.
Hurts does make mistakes, but it's not like Dak is like killing it out here. So it's like I would pick the Eagles easily over the Cowboys for this division. And the Cowboys, I'm pretty sure they're gonna like go on some kind of crazy bad streak somewhere in the season here to remind us of the team
who they were.
They're not contenders to me, bro. No.
Hey, shout out to your new show, Dallas being Dallas. What is it? Dallas.
Same old Cowboys.
Same old Cowboys. There you go. Yeah, shout out to that. I mean, man, with Dallas, it's this is the season, quote unquote, for them to actually make some noise. There's no more excuses. Everybody got paid. I feel like these last 3 seasons have been, where's Dak Prescott gonna go? Is he gonna get paid? Is it that storyline is came, gone, went somewhere else. Same thing with CD. I mean, you have the Micah Parsons still looming around, but I wouldn't pay him. So, like no more excuses. If you're gonna ball out, and you should not be very high on yourself about beating up on the little, JV team of the Browns. Like, that's ridiculous. They're way too high. No. It kind of annoys me looking at that ranking right there. That really annoys me.
That's wild right there. That's wild right there. The Cowboys should be nowhere near top 5 in my opinion.
Not that close to the Detroit Lions. No way in hell.
And speaking of the Lions, again, give them their props, bro. They played a complete game again. I think the Rams should be like really ranked right after them. I think those teams had 2 evenly matched games in the playoffs last year, and then this opening game. And they're both of those 2 teams, I think, can contend with the Niners, who I think are clear cut. Niners are the benchmark for the NFC, and I think the Lions are right there. I think they're right there with them as a complete roster. I'm not just total homer here. I recognize good game, and like the Lions, they are a complete team, and they belong in a contender status because they can match up probably with any team.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. With the Lions, I think the Lions is going to be one of those teams this season that's going to surprise us. I mean, they already did with game 1, but I think overall with where they're going to end up this season, even in the playoffs, I think they're going to scare a lot of teams and surprise us. I'm just really surprised with how good they started. I didn't expect. The way the game started against the Rams, I'll admit, I was like, all right, this is a snooze fest. What's going on? And then all of a sudden, it was like they switched the light and just, it was a whole different game I was watching towards the end. So, I'll give them their props.
So to round us out, number 2, Niners, number 1, Chiefs, which was probably obvious to most people, but I would say I'll
put the Niners over the Chiefs.
Just overall, I like the Niners and the Lions over the Chiefs.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. I like that. I actually like that. I like that.
Yeah, I like them both over the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs, was it Lamar being special that last drive, though not as accurate? But still,
Yeah.
They easily could have lost that game. The Chiefs all likely had to do was come in bounds.
Yeah.
That would have been a whole different ending right there.
A couple
That's a little bit too close to
throws.
comfort. And that's and that's the same thing I look at like with the Texans, like a little leaky. People thought the Chiefs had top 5 defense. I didn't see it. I didn't see it open tonight.
Right.
So, but I've seen the Niners defense. I've seen the Lions defense, and I don't think the Chiefs are the top team as far as if you're talking about just power rankings, off the top there. So that's just our take with that. We'll give our thoughts on the power rankings each week overall. But yeah, right now, if I was going to, like I said, reseed that, I would say definitely Niners 1. I would say Lions 2, then Chiefs.
I agree with that. I like that actually.
Yeah. So we'll see how that. It's a week-to-week thing, so we'll see how that kind of turns out. Right now, speaking of week-to-week, coming up in 2 days, that's kind of wild. It's kind of wild that football is like
it's back, baby, full effect. Let's go.
We got Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and now tonight's Tuesday. Oh, we got just 2 sleeps away.
We had one last night too. Yeah, one last night.
Monday night, and then we got Thursday night. Bills Dolphins. Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna do our picks right now. With this now, according to let's see, we got the FanDuel line. Basically, what I do with this is, first off, this is great. This is a live line right now. Minus 2.5 Dolphins at home. Man, this is a pick 'em game.
Yeah, man.
Anything under 4 points is a pick 'em. I hate when it's this close, so I kind of look at the over under. If I'm going to kind of go with a line here, I would say traditionally the Dolphins can't get as loose as they want to against the Bills. So instead of picking who's going to win, I'm going to take the under of the 48.5 points. I think this score, it'll end up being like a 20-17 type game or 23-17. Like, I just don't think either team is going to get run wild in this game. So now, with that being said, at home, does that mean that favors the Dolphins or the Bills? That may favor the Bills more if they score 21 points or under. So, but that's what I'm leaning on. That's my cop out. I'm going under 48.5 points. And that probably means I'm picking the Bills. I don't know. SYL, what you got?
I gotta stand up for this one, bro. I gotta stand up for this one. All right, hold up. We are going over, okay? We're going over, and the Dolphins are destroying the Bills. It's what's gonna happen, okay? I'm putting it out there in the ether. It's happening. This game is going to show what the rest of the season for the Dolphins is going to be. This is a very important game. We need this one. Definitely. The Dolphins are going to win, and it's going to be by a lot. All right, they don't got Diggs. They don't got it's just Josh Allen. We can contain Josh Allen.
I know it's off top of the dome right now, but if you're saying over 48.5, what do you kind of project? The Dolphins score probably 30 plus on their own.
Yeah. I won't go as crazy as to say, it's going to be like the Denver blowout. It ain't going to be that. If it is, I'm coming dressed up as the Dolphins mascot on Sunday night. So y'all better be ready for that. But
all right, so fair enough. So what you got?
Yeah, I was going to say, with that being said, I do believe we are going to see a breakout game from Waddle. We're going to see a breakout game from Hill, as usual with Hill. But then our run game, we literally have, so I'm going to name them out right now. We got Mostert, we got Achane, we got Wilson Jr., and we have Ingold. And then, guys, you're going to beat me up from last week. I still don't know his name. But number 9 as well, we got him. That's 5 reliable running backs on our squad who, man, listen, we are full, and we have a full squad. Tua, he lost some weight. He started eating some Subway sandwiches. He's mobile now. He's ready to go.
Josh Allen, you better sleep with one eye open because we coming for you, bro. All right, that's all I got.
So as we said, I picked the under, and Kyle's got the over. So we'll see. We're gonna keep track of these records here. So our last stretch here, we got the fantasy league that Carl's got going on.
Yeah,
and it's
was
pretty cool. Pretty cool start to the season. Overall, we got some screenshots here. So let's throw this up here as far as the standings. As you mentioned, probably a tough start. Not what you expected.
Mr. Transactions. See, that's me, you know, because I love making transactions throughout the season. But yeah, it was a tough week for me. Shout out to Hitman. He went off today, this week. And then TJ, man. TJ, you get one. That's what I'm gonna say.
TJ gets one. They highlight, let's see, this game here, Hitman versus Jays.
Yeah.
As it says here, I think that's Mr. J. Hitman. I think Hitman's Mr. J. Yeah.
No, that's John. That's John. John Enriquez. Mr. J is Hitman. Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay. Yeah. But they had Saquon Barkley is the point. So that definitely helped. Now, I'm a little jealous of the person that had Jordan Mason. Like, I was like, how did you even know to get this guy? You must have picked him up right before kickoff. That had to be what happened right there.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, like I first of all, I didn't even hear about Jordan Mason before this game, and it's just like I was trying to pick him up, and then I saw on the waivers somebody had literally picked him up, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this is the guy I was trying to get. He was gonna be my secret weapon." But yeah, man, that shout out to Hawk Tua, as Iric. Shout out to him. He had a great week to start off. Had a lot of players blow up, so yeah.
So good.
Here's my dad, by the way, Tua Lipa.
Right. Top scoring players again: Saquon Barkley, 30 plus. Jaden Reed went crazy. Cooper Kupp,
32 points.
Hitman had 2 of the top 4 players on the same team, so that's pretty scary. Baker Mayfield, I'm not gonna rush out and get him, but he's there. On free agent, but it is what it is.
A good backup. And so these are the false starters. For those of you who had him, who had Mr. J. So Mr. J.
Okay, that's Jay's. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Jay's. Yeah. I offered you a package for Amon St. Brown. Thank you for not accepting that trade, because that would have hurt me a lot. But yeah, nah. Harris, Zane didn't play this week, so that didn't hurt him that much. And
right. The bye week. Yeah.
Travis Swift.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Olave didn't that was an auto pick receiver, so that just, I chalked that up to the game right there. But yeah, I still won my matchup against Money Train, my nemesis, Money Train James. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's going to be in the offensive scheme. His number's going to go up for sure.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison, I don't know. I don't know if they're really going to force the ball to him. So,
and that's the thing, Arizona is so I feel like they're so fresh right now that they're kind of just moving the ball around a lot. So you don't have that set guy. I mean, you do have the Connor, running back and stuff, but. Yeah, I just feel like Murray's out there just slinging it, man. So we'll see how it goes,
We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely see. Most valuable bench warmers, you didn't put them in the game.
Yeah.
And Jaden Reed, which again, I understand why you don't put in Jaden Reed. Who expected that?
Right.
You got Jaden Daniels, who again put up pretty good numbers for a rookie start. First game, and Jamison Williams, which I think Detroit's going to give him the ball a lot if they're going to double team Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta. So, Money Train, you should have put him in, man.
And shame on you, Money Train. You're supposed to know these players, man. This is your team.
That's your team, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's a double L. Double L. Looking forward to this week's matchups. I have the bye week, so Travis Swift is out. I get a chance to kind of look at what y'all gonna do. Zane versus you. Again, I'm sure the lineups ain't set, so the win probability probably doesn't matter right now. But
Right.
Money Train versus Hitman.
Hitman has a solid squad, man.
You got TJ versus that's your dad, right?
Yeah, Tua Lipa. Yeah.
And then Hawk Tua, which is probably the best name in the league, and versus Jays. Again, just a early look at the week coming up, but I like that everyone's kind of on the waiver wire. Everyone's pretty active, so we got a good league. I think you got put together there, man. So
it's fun, cool. Man. It's fun. A lot of people, that they're not taking years to make trades. It's either a straight decline or a negotiation. So, it's fun. It's fun. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. As we round this out, this episode of Night Views, again, football is back, so it's been a very interesting start to the season. We got just 2 days off, and then we're back Thursday night football. But Night Views, we back Sundays, and again Tuesdays nights as well. Carlos, any reactions or things setting up for you on your end?
As we were live, so it finally uploaded. I did my reactions for week 1 of Dolphins versus Jaguars. That is up on the channel. I got it on Twitter as well with the links and all that stuff. So go check that out. In the beginning of it, I did do kind of like a statement on what my thoughts were on the whole Tyreek situation before the game. We got to be better. Miami PD, you guys need to be better as well. So shout out to Tariq and his family. And, I can't, it sucks that happened to him, man. So
yeah, really crazy situation. And seeing the videos out there, there's really no denying. Lines were crossed by law enforcement, and as Tyreek Hill said, what if he wasn't Tyreek Hill?
100%.
That could have been a worse situation, right? So that's kind of crazy that we still have to, even process situations like that still. But as you said, we gotta get better, and we're at the age now where we get all the videos, so there's no more hiding. There's no hiding. You know what I mean? So we'll see what comes for that. But again, as we close this out, check out we're obviously on the Night Views channel, but also I got my uploads on the SYL ABDUL Sports channel, so check that out for sure. Carlos got his platform, YouTube and Twitter as well. Signing out, I'm SYL ABDUL, CeeLo's Night Views. We'll be back for more football talk.
Let's go Dolphins. Let's go Dolphins.